What up, y'all? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, y'all. I'm back. And y'all, I gotta tell y'all something. So earlier I went live for a few minutes, not maybe about a good 10 minutes or so, 8, 9, 10 minutes. And I told y'all I was coming back and doing my Zap formations. But instead of doing the Zap formations, I think I'm gonna switch it up and do a Q&A because a lot of y'all been hitting me up in my email wanting to know certain things about Zap, about everything that I got going on, preparing for. So what I'm gonna do is instead of doing the Zap formations, I'm gonna put that on hold for now. I'm gonna put that on hold for right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer some of these questions that you guys have asked. And plus, I normally like doing the affirmations like early in the AM time because it's more about preparing for your day, getting your energy right for the day, and things like that. I like to do affirmations early in the AM, or at least around lunchtime. And then sometimes before you go to bed or something like that. I like to do these affirmations then. And since I didn't get a chance to do it early this AM, and most likely I'm not going to be doing it later on tonight, I'm going to go ahead and put that on hold for tomorrow or the next day or sometime really, really soon. So that's just that for that. And like I said, instead, I'm going to go ahead and answer some of these questions, y'all. So anyway, y'all, right now I'm just vibing, listen to some instrumentals. I know how I do. But actually, let me get my tablet, y'all.
What is that beach view they promised?
Play some more music. But yeah, y'all. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna answer some of the questions. I think I got over like 30 questions or so from followers and fans who's been following me for a while, who just want to know, I guess, some details. I didn't get a chance to actually look over the questions, but what I'm gonna do instead of me reading the actual questions, I'm gonna have my virtual assistant read some of the questions, y'all. So I don't have to actually read the questions myself. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do now. Uh, Let me get out of this right here, y'all. Give me a second, y'all. Yeah, give me a second. All right, guys. So I had to set up my account. Let me go to my y'all. This damn tablet is kind of heavy. Like y'all, I need to get my Hold on, y'all. Let me get this together. Let me just set it ready. You know what? I'm gonna just set it up over here, y'all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read some of these questions, y'all. And I have a virtual assistant, and I'm gonna get the virtual assistant to read the question, y'all. Let me get this. Let me turn this down. So you know what? I ain't gonna turn it down. You're gonna still vibe out, y'all. You're gonna still listen to some music. So yeah, y'all. Like I said, I got over. I believe it's like over 30 questions. Y'all, these damn commercials be so long, but it is what it is. Okay, y'all. So the first question, let me see. Let me make sure this thing is on. Okay, let me see. So yeah, basically I got my VA to check my email and things like that, and I'm gonna just get it to read back a couple questions. I'm not gonna go through the whole set of questions. Like I said, it's over like 30, I believe over 30 questions. I'm not gonna answer all the questions. I may only answer a couple questions because I ain't gonna be up here too long, y'all. I got something to do. So I'm gonna answer like just a couple questions, y'all. So yeah. All right, the first question is, you good? You good? Oh yeah, I'm just talking to my team members. But yeah, so it's like I said, over 30 questions. All right. So the first question is, hold on, let me get this together, y'all. Let me see. Coach Key, what's the biggest mistake people make when they're trying to manifest the life they really want? Okay, it says, well, y'all heard it. What's the biggest mistake people make when they're trying to manifest the life they really want? That's a good question. Um, it doesn't say who it's from. Yeah, I didn't. Damn. For some reason, my VA ain't telling me exactly who the question was from. But anyway, that's besides the point. It was a question, so I'm gonna answer that. Okay, so what's the biggest mistake people make when they're trying to manifest the life they really want? That's a great question. The biggest mistake is people come from a place of already not having it. Now I know in the manifestation community, people always say you have to have it first. You have to have your manifestation first. And honestly, you guys, that is 100% true. You have to already have your manifestation. And for most people, when it comes to manifesting, they still are under the impression that their manifestations exist outside of themselves. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, we live in a third dimension and we live in a physical reality. And when you look into reality, you see things that are so-called outside of yourself. But in actuality, you have to remember we live in a hologram. And the external is a reflection of the internal. So everything that you see when it comes to, the things you're looking to manifest, it's all happening internally. It's all energy. I always say that anything that you want, the only reason that you want it is because of the feeling that you feel when you have it. And you got to remember, everything is energy. So when people say you have to have it before you have it, that's an absolute true statement. All you have to do is tap into the energy of that thing. Just imagine if you already had that physical object. How would you feel? How would you act? How would you be moving? How would you be grooving? How would you carry yourself? And that within itself is the manifestation, the energy, the embodiment. This is why I talk about embodying your manifestations so much, because when you embody your manifestations, then guess what? The 3D has to reflect that embodiment, because as within, as without, the thing is, people embody the energy for a couple seconds and then they right back to discomfort. asking questions about it. Like, oh, where is that? I don't see it. Like, you're confusing the magnetic field, you're confusing the grid, you're confusing, the quantum realm because you just had it. But then you turn right around and say, well, where's that? I don't see it. So it's like you canceling it out. You canceling it out like you had it, but then you lost it. This is how powerful we are as source, that we are so much of source that we are constantly canceling out our manifestations because we are reneging it. Like we're reneging on what we say. We're reneging on our word. We're reneging on what we just said to be true. So I think for me, that's the biggest mistake that people make when it comes to manifesting. Let me go ahead to this next question, y'all. Hold on. Let me see what this next one is. Matter of fact, instead of me typing, hold on, y'all. Yeah, this is so new for me. Like I've never had my VA check my email and see the questions and things you guys are asking. But hold on, y'all. What's the next question? All right, let me see. Let me see what this next question is.
Coach Key, have you ever doubted yourself? If so, how did you overcome
it? Okay, that's another great question. Have I ever doubted myself? And if so, how did I overcome it? I gotta be real with y'all. Nah. Like let me. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. When it comes to honestly, y'all, I can't relate to that. I always been the type of person that I always number one been very optimistic. Optimistic, like when it comes to like if when it comes to starting projects and want to do new things, or I never had the mentality of as if I can't achieve it or do it. I always been a go-getter. I always been an enthusiastic type of energy, spirit, source. So it's like for me, I never was hesitant. I've never been hesitant when it comes to making a move or jumping out there to do something that I want to do. So for me, I can't relate to that. Now I know there's a lot of people out there, that may struggle with that. But I always say this. Everything that you do when it comes to doubt, fear, anything of such, you have to remember that it's all a choice. Now, I'm not going to say that I haven't had thoughts of doubt or thoughts of, damn, is this going to work? Those, you got to remember, you are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. Thoughts are like clouds in the sky. Think of yourself as if you are the sky. The sky is just the sky. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Thoughts are like clouds. They come and they go. They are like fleeting. They aren't permanent. The thing is, when people have thoughts, when you tune into those thoughts, this is when those thoughts become a reality because you're putting all of your focus and attention on these thoughts. So then you feel like it's the truth. You feel like you can't have and do and be certain things because you are focusing in on those particular thoughts. So anytime you have thoughts of doubt or feeling like you can't have something, don't pay those thoughts any mind, because as soon as you pay those thoughts some attention, guess what you're doing to yourself? You're bringing those thoughts to life. So for me, I'm the type, if I have a negative thought or thought of whatever, I dismiss it as soon as it comes. Like I just ignore it. But you know what I'm saying? It has been times where sometimes I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Certain thoughts may linger. You dismiss the thought, but you still see that the thought is there. In situations like that, this is how you know those thoughts are not from source. They're not from your subconscious. They're not from you. So you got to think about it. Like, if these thoughts aren't coming from the higher realms, you already know where these thoughts coming from. So this is why you shouldn't engage in thoughts of doubt, fear, lack. So yeah, I can't really relate to that, y'all. But like I said, if you do, I just gave you an example on, when you have these type of thoughts, just disregard them, y'all. Disregard them and train yourself to because a lot of times you have to train your mind to focus in on things that matter. Because we already know where attention goes, energy flows. So when you zoom into these thoughts of doubt, lack, so on and so on, you're creating it by default. You're creating more thoughts to come your way. So yeah, that's my that's what I know about that, y'all. That's how I feel about that. All right, let's go to the next question. And y'all, actually, I'm gonna just do this. Gonna be the last question, y'all. This gonna be the last question. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna make this into like a day-to-day series, y'all. You already know I do the affirmations on a daily. So now what I'm gonna do, since I have over 30 questions from you guys, I'm gonna turn this into a little series, y'all, where maybe, every day I answer 2 to 3 questions. All right, let's go to this next question. Hold on, let me see. All right, what's the next question? All right, this one says, hold on, let me play it for y'all.
Coach Key, if someone feels completely stuck in life right now, what's the very first thing they should change?
Another great question. Okay, somebody feels stuck in life right now. What's the very first thing they should change? Most people would say they should try to change their thoughts, but or change their mindset, their mind frame. But I'm going to tell you this: movement, movement. You have to know. Look, y'all, we are energy, infinite energy. And you got to remember, energy is constantly flowing, constantly moving. So if you're feeling stuck, if your energy is stagnant or you feel stuck, you need to be moving your body. You need to be moving, getting up, walking, going outside, grounding, things like that. Because hold on, y'all. Let me turn some more tunes on. Yeah, you need to be moving your body, because when you're sitting around, when you feeling a certain type of way, your energy, you're feeling down, you're feeling out, and you just sitting around, you sitting in all of that energy. All you're doing is bringing your energy down. Like you're going down in the dumps. It's gonna get worse for you. It's gonna get worse for you if you're feeling stuck. You need to be outside. Or if not outside, you need to be doing something. You do not want to lay around in that. You do not want to contemplate, because you're gonna find yourself in an even messed up place, and you're gonna have to dig yourself out of that hole. So what I would recommend is, like I said, getting out, going out in nature, going to places that you really enjoy, just to distract yourself from that energy, even if it's temporarily. All distractions is not a bad distraction, number one. So yeah, get outside, do something that you love to do, be around people that make you smile, make you happy, uh do a hobby, anything that gets you out of that stagnant energy, that stuck energy. Because like I said, when you sit around in that stuck energy, you're gonna have to climb yourself out of that hole, and you do not look. You ain't got time for that. Source ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? So you want to begin to learn how to alchemize your energy. Remember, like I said, we are energetic beings. So as long as you're moving the energy, guess what? The answers is going to eventually come to you. The thing is, when you try to bang the answers, like you try to force answers to come, you try to force things to be a certain way, all you're doing is creating more resistance. So you don't want to create more resistance by trying to figure things out and make things work out. No, get outside, move your body, go for walks, do something that you love to do. When you're doing that, guess what you're doing? The energy is flowing. So now you're open to receive. You're open. Your mind is open. Your energy field is open to receive whatever it is that you're looking for. The answers eventually will come to you, but the answers cannot come to you if you're sitting trying to figure things out. So that is my answer when it comes to, if somebody is feeling stuck. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this together. Yeah, if you're feeling stuck out there, movement, move your body, dance, exercise, do something. Don't sit there. Don't lay there. I'm telling you, you do not want to be feeling, overwhelmed. Like, no, just do something. Sing, dance, clean up, clean your house, anything. Just movement, energy. All right, y'all. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I think I pretty much answered those questions to the best of my ability. So yeah, y'all, I'm thinking about making this a little series. I like this, y'all. Let me know in the comments if y'all like this. And if you have a question, y'all already know, hit me up at the email. It's coachkey08@gmail. And yeah, I'll eventually get to your questions, y'all. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna go ahead and end this for today, y'all. I enjoyed this, y'all. I really enjoyed this. And as y'all know, like I said, I already have the affirmations that I do on a daily with y'all. But like I said, I like to do those early in the AM or either late at night, So yeah, y'all. To the next time, let me go ahead and get out of here for right now. I enjoyed this. Make sure you tell a friend and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on all platforms. It's Leveling Up Movement everywhere. Master Manifestors Network on TikTok. To the next time, y'all. Let me get out of here for now. I'm out. Peace.